This video is for Algebra, Section 8.7, Multiplying Polynomials. Our learning goal: the learner will apply knowledge of polynomials to multiply them. Our vocabulary term is FOIL. This stands for first, outside, inside, and last, and that is what you will be using to multiply binomials. And it is important to know this only works for binomial times a binomial. Okay, so it won't work for trinomials, it's just for binomials. Prerequisite skills: multiplying monomials. You'll need to know how to do things like x times x and 4x times 2x. Adding polynomials, so knowing which ones you can add. And again, like terms, because you need to know what like terms are before you can figure out what you can add. Okay, and let me show you how FOIL works. FOIL will be used on the entire first page of our study guide because those are all binomial times binomial. It says first. You have two sets of numbers, right? Parentheses put them into two sets. The first one in each set is your first, x times x is x squared. Outside means the ones that are the outside of the whole set, so x all the way to the 3. So x times 3 is 3x. Inside is next, so the ones that are on the inside, so 2 times x. And last means the last term in each set, so 2 times 3, which is 6. And then look through what you have. Most of the time the middle two will be like terms, so combine them. 3x plus 2x is 5x. And that's it. Let's try another one, number 3. X minus 6 times x minus 2. So I'm going to do first, so x times x is x squared. Outside, so x times the negative 2, which is negative 2x. Inside, which is negative 6 times x, negative 6x. And the last two terms are negative 6 and negative 2, which is positive 12. These two are like terms. Negative 2 plus negative 6 is negative 8x plus 12. Number 5. Y plus 5 times y plus 2. First is y times y, so that's y squared. Outside is y times 2, it's 2y. Inside is 5 times y, that's 5y. And last is 5 times 2, that's 10. My like terms together, 2y and 5y is 7y. That's it. Number 7. 3n minus 4 times 3n minus 4. First is going to be 3n times 3n, which is 9n squared. Outside, not order. Outside is 3n times negative 4, which is negative 12n. Inside terms are negative 4 and negative 3n. Negative 4 and positive 3n, which is negative 12n. Negative 4 times negative 4, which is last, becomes positive 16. So I have 9n squared, negative 12n, and negative 12n is negative 24n plus 16. Alright, number 9. I have k plus 4, and I have 5k minus 1. First is the k and the 5k, so that becomes 5k squared, because I'm multiplying. Outside is k times negative 1, negative k. Inside is 4 times 5k, 20k. And the last two terms are 4 and negative 1, which is negative 4. So I have 5k squared, a negative k and a positive 20k is positive 19k, and the negative 4. Number 11 is x minus 8 times negative 3x plus 1. First is x and negative 3x. Multiply those, I get negative 3x squared. Outside would be the x and the 1, so 1 times x is x. Inside, negative 8 times negative 3x is positive 24x. And last would be negative 8 times positive 1, which is negative 8. So I have negative 3x squared. X plus 24x is 25x, and negative 8. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and clear the page to do the rest. Number 13. They have 5m times 3n and 4m minus 2n. Okay, first one is 5m and the other first one is 4m. So 4 times 5 is 20, m times m is m squared. Outside is 5m and negative 2n, so that's negative 10mn. Inside is negative 3n times 4n, sorry. Negative 3 times positive 4 is negative 12, and m and n. And last would be negative 3n and negative 2n, which is positive 6n squared. These are like terms, put them together. So 20m squareds minus 22mn's plus 6n squareds. Number 15. We have 8x minus 5 and 8x plus 5. First is 8x and 8x, so 64x squared. Outside is 8x and 5, 40x. Inside is negative 5 times 8x, negative 40x. And last is negative 5 times positive 5, which is negative 25. A negative 40 and positive 40 are going to cancel each other out. So we have 64x squared minus 25. And our last problem on this page is number 17. 4m minus 3 times 5m minus 5. First is 4m and 5m. That gives me 20m squared. Outside is 4m times negative 5, negative 20m. Inside is negative 3 times 5m, negative 15m. Last is negative 3 times negative 5, which is positive 15. Again, those middle two are like terms, so put them together. Negative 20 and negative 15 is negative 35m and plus 15. Okay, so that whole page was FOIL. The next page is a little bit different. On the next page, number 1, we have x plus 2 times x squared minus 2x plus 1. This is no longer a binomial times a binomial. This is a binomial times a trinomial, so we cannot use FOIL. In this case, we need to basically split this first one up and distribute it to everything in here. So we need to split the x and the 2. So the x is going to be times by everything inside those parentheses, and then the 2 will be times by everything in those parentheses. So it just becomes a double distribution problem. X times x squared becomes x to the third. X times negative 2x is negative 2x squared. X times 1 is x. Then do the other one. 2 times x squared is 2x squared. 2 times negative 2x is negative 4x. 2 times 1 is 2. Find any like terms. I don't have anything that goes with the x to the third, so just put it in the front. Got that one. I have a negative 2x and a positive 2x squared. Those are gone. Positive x and negative 4x would become negative 3x. So I've got those. And the 2. And that's my answer. Number 3. We have 2x minus 1 times x squared minus x plus 2. Again, I'm going to split this first set, so I want to make that a plus a negative 1. So I'm going to do the 2x times that whole quantity in parentheses, and then the negative 1 times the same quantity in the parentheses. 2x times x squared becomes 2x to the third. 2x times negative x becomes negative 2x squared. 2x times 2 becomes 4x. Negative 1 times x squared becomes negative x squared. Negative 1 times negative x is positive x. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. The only third power I have is 2x to the third, so I'll write that down. I have a negative 2x squared and a negative x squared. That's negative 3x squared. And I have 4x and an x, that's 5x. And I have a negative 2. And that's it. Number 5, I have 3k plus 2. And then I have k squared plus k minus 4. So again, split this first one. So I'm going to do 3k times k squared plus k minus 4. And I'm going to do 2 times k squared plus k minus 4. 3k times k squared is 3k to the third. 3k times k is 3k squared. 3k times negative 4 is negative 12k. 2 times k squared is 2k squared. 2 times k is 2k. And 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. I don't have any other k to the third powers. I got that. 3k squared and 2k squared gives me 5k squareds. And negative 12k and positive 2k is negative 10k. And I have a leftover minus 8. Number 7 is 3n minus 4 times n squared plus 5n minus 4. Oops. So again, split this up so that I have 3n times n squared plus 5n minus 4. And I have negative 4 times n squared plus 5n minus 4. 3n times n squared is 3n to the third. 3n times 5n is 15n squared. 3n times negative 4 is negative 12n. Negative 4 times n squared is negative 4n squared. Negative 4 times 5n is negative 20n. Negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. Alright, so I have 3n to the third power. Then I have 15n squared and negative 4n squared. So that'll give me 11n squared. Negative 12n and negative 20n is negative 32n. And positive 16 was left. Going on. Number 9. We have 2a plus 4 times 2a squared minus 8a plus 3. Again, split this, so I have 2a times 2a squared minus 8a plus 3 plus 4 times 2a squared minus 8a plus 3. So 2a times 2a squared gives me 4a to the third power. 2a times negative 8a gives me negative 16a squared. 2a plus 3 is 6a. 4 times 2a squared is 8a squared. 4 times negative 8a is negative 32a. And 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, I don't have anything to go with the 4a to the third. I have a negative 16a squared and a positive 8a squared. Oops. It's going to be negative 8a squared. I have a positive 6a and a negative 32a. That's negative 26a. And I should have a plus 12 there, sorry. Plus 12 will go down there. Alright, on to number 11. On number 11, you will notice it's a slightly different type of problem. You should notice it is a trinomial times a trinomial. We still do it the same way. We're just going to split this 3 times now instead of 2. So I'm going to do n squared times n squared plus n plus 2. And I'm going to do 2n times n squared plus n plus 2. And I'm going to do negative 1 times n squared plus n plus 2. N squared times n squared is n to the 4th. N squared times n is n to the 3rd. N squared times 2 is 2n squared. 2n times n squared is 2n to the 3rd power. 2n times n is 2n squared. 2n times 2 is 4n. Negative 1 times n squared is negative n squared. Negative 1 times n is negative n. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Alright, now I got lots of things to find the terms. So I only have 1 to the 4th, so that's n to the 4th. I got that. N to the 3rd, 2n to the 3rd. That would become 3n to the 3rd. So I'm going to cross those out so I know that they're gone. I have a 2n squared, a 2n squared, and a negative n squared. That would give me 3n squareds. Cross those out again so I can keep track of what I have. Now I have a 4n and a negative n. That's a 3n. And I have a negative 2. Alright. Last problem, number 13. Same idea as this last one. It's another trinomial times a trinomial. 2y squared plus 7y minus 4. Again, split it up, so y squared times 2y squared plus 7y minus 4. Negative 5y times 2y squared plus 7y minus 4. 3 times 2y squared plus 7y minus 4. Okay, go ahead and distribute. Y squared times 2y squared becomes 2y to the 4th. Y squared times 7y, 7y to the 3rd. Y squared times negative 4 is negative 4y squared. Negative 5y times 2y squared is negative 10y to the 3rd. Negative 5y times 7y is negative 35y squared. Negative 5y times negative 4 is positive 20y. 3 times 2y squared is 6y squared. 3 times 7y is 21y. And 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. Alright, again, 2y to the 4th is my only 4th power. 3rd power, 3rd power. I think that's the only ones. So I have 7y to the 3rd power and negative 10y to the 3rd power, which is negative 3y to the 3rd power. Get rid of those. I have a negative 4y squared, a negative 35y squared, and a positive 6y squared. These together would be negative 39, plus 6 would be negative 33y squared. Got all my y squareds. Then I have a 20y and a 21y. It's 41y. And I have a minus 12. Alright, that is the end of section 8.7.